That's very much how it is engaging with people who are dysfunctional. It's like when they do stuff that's dysfunctional, you'll rationalize it. Maybe they're having a bad day. Maybe they're just going through something. Maybe it was me. Did I say something wrong? Like, oh, am I not being understanding? You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're an empathic person. So you're trying to consistently meet the person halfway. But in the process of that, you start violating your own boundaries. You start overcompensating for the person. Then you start enabling their behavior. You know what I'm saying? Because if you give consequences for their behavior, then you're the horrible person for giving consequences. So now you back down even more. So it becomes this whole long process of. Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your August soul session. I'm Princess India. If you're new, okay. And if you're family, welcome back. My friend, a whole bunch of cards just fell out. If you're not familiar with what my soul sessions are, I still have frog voice. They are your spirituality as well as personal development readings, in which we look at the energies that you guys may encounter for a given month for the sole purpose of giving you clarity, insight, guidance, and all that good stuff. So a whole bunch of cards just fell out. So we're gonna go with it. So message needs to be told, my friends. So first card out, coming out of July and into August, is the Five of Swords. So conflict, my friend. Conflict. Let me say this. It's conflict, it's fighting a losing battle, and it left Taurus heartbroken. Left Taurus holding the bag, if we will. I want to clarify this. Let's see, Heather. So this very well may be something, how do I want to say this? The time frame, I don't necessarily want to say mid-July. I really feel, oh hell, I really feel it's the end of July coming into August. Oh, wow. And the two cards that came out clarifying it is the haughtiness card and the widower in the reverse. Here's the thing with that. This is heavy dude energy, like male energy. Sorry, I talk weird. But anyway, it's heavy dude energy with this. And this is, I don't want to say it specifically, but I'm gonna say it just because I'm seeing it. But the conflict that Taurus would have had, this is speaking more to the person. I don't really feel this so much for Taurus, but the way that I would describe this person is it would be a guy, right? I've already said that. But he's very, I don't want to say narcissistic. It's not narcissistic. He's very egoic, you know? I would even say if we were to slap a zodiac sign on it, it feels very Leo-ish, where it's a person where they're literally just like kind of haughty. Like it's a person who they're very well dressed. They're very confident within themselves. They're very assertive. You know, if you're talking, they kind of dominate the conversation, cut you off and things of the sort. But with this widower in the reverse card, I feel that this person is probably like divorced. With it being in the reverse, it's not them actually being someone who lost a spouse to them passing away. It feels more like it would be someone who was left by their partner. And I just heard Libra. It's weird. Who was left by their partner, or they're like divorced or something of the sort. But I get tinges of bitterness here, but this doesn't have to be romantic for Taurus. Like this doesn't have to be someone that you guys were necessarily involved with. I mean, it could if that's your situation, but I feel this is more or less speaking to the type of person that you guys had this conflict with. And the thing that I feel heavily with this is when it comes to how other people are perceiving Taurus, it's like going through this conflict in the latter part of July. And in August, how people would be perceiving Taurus is being victorious, right? But I feel that, or like, you know, I'm fine, no big deal, this doesn't bother me type of deal. But I feel that's more or less the approachable face that Taurus is putting out to the world. But behind all of that It's feeling hurt, it's feeling heartbroken, it's feeling conflicted in reference to this situation, this conflict with this particular person. That's very interesting. The next card that we have is the Seven of Pentacles. And there we go. We have the Two of Swords. So here's the thing. I feel with this Taurus, whatever this is, whatever this conflict, this fight was, disagreement with this particular person, I feel that you guys walked out of the situation, I would say in the physical sense, like the external sense, you walked away unscathed. You know, this kind of gives me divorce vibes too. It really does. If this was a breakup, or if this was I don't know why all these love scenarios keep coming out in these soul sessions, but hey, I'm here for it. If this was a divorce with Taurus or a breakup, it's, and this is going to be hella specific, but if it was a divorce, this would kind of be a divorce where the couple didn't have kids, right? Where it's like an amicable divorce, where it's kind of like you separate your property and you go your separate ways type of deal. Like you're leaving out of the situation with what you came with, but not anything extra, if that makes sense. But with this Two of Swords, Taurus, what's important is going back to the Five of Swords. That whole approachable face thing I was talking about, like projecting to the external world, and I kind of touched on a similar scenario with Virgo. So if you have that in your chart, or if you just want to watch it, because I went in depth of what that looks like with what it is that we're projecting to the external world and what it is that's really happening like inside of us. And if we stay in that discord with ourselves, then it ends up perpetuating to the point of it becoming like a mind-heart disconnect, which completely throws everything off kilter. You know what I'm saying? So the whole key is here is, granted, with this conflict that you all went through with this person, whether this is boss, job, friend, family member, romantic partner, ex-husband, ex-wife, whatever the case is, I think how this person is presenting themselves, right? Because it's still kind of like a mirroring effect I'm getting too. It's how this person is presenting themselves. If this person is like, you know, y'all were together in some way, whether that's boss, friend, family member, whatever, right? It's like the two of you are mirroring each other, because this person comes off like haughty, like confident, unbothered, right? But this person is like grieving or embittered, right? Behind all of that. Taurus, in reference to the conflict with this person, is doing a similar thing to where on the outside, it's like, I'm Gucci, I'm fine, unbothered. You know what I'm saying? But on the inside, it's more or less disconnecting your mind from your heart, because what you're feeling, right, is painful. And it's not wanting to feel that. So it's repressing those emotions and vacating into the mental space, right? But if you stay in that space, it could ultimately turn into stagnancy, where there's no movement forward in your experience, right? So it's important to keep that in mind. But on the other side of this, I feel that this is a person, so it's like a second group of people. This would be a person that Taurus still had a conflict with, but and they hurt Taurus. But the perspective that Taurus has on this person is them being confident and, you know, chest poked out and things of the sort, but not having any awareness of why they're like a shit person comes from their own pain. But it's still just this whole thing of like, and I don't know how y'all gonna feel about this, but it's just the whole thing of, regardless of what this person's relationship is to you, whether it's distant or it's close, or if, you know, this is just a fight you had with a coworker or a boss, y'all are like kindred spirits. You know what I'm saying? And I know, like, because I feel the cringe factor that some of y'all may be feeling for me to say that, because of like the perception you guys have of this person. But legit, it's like, you're kindred spirits, because it's like, like it's a mirror effect. It's like how they feel on the inside is very similar to how you feel on the inside. I just don't feel that Taurus is more or less projecting like, you know, egotistical haughtiness on the outside. It's more of Taurus being like, you know, I'm good, I'm a fighter, I persevere, you know, nothing ever gets me down. You knock me down 5 times, I'm always going to get back up. It's that kind of thing. So it's not an egoic type of thing. But I feel with the 7 of Pentacles, you guys walking away from this situation, because I don't really feel like, I feel this is just one of those like Lionsgate, Saturn, everybody's learning karmic lessons right now type of deals. I don't necessarily feel that this person has to be in your life moving forward, or it's a requirement for you to try to merge anything with this person. Like how I was saying with the 7 of Pentacles, it's the same vibration. Like I said, if it's an amicable divorce and you're just leaving with what you came with, I feel on the other side of this is more or less leaving out of this situation. It's you seeing yourself in this person, which may be very hard to do, but you like being empathetic and putting yourself in this person's shoes would help you to understand this situation better. But the forewarning is to not walk away from this situation with a seed of bitterness, because you'd ultimately end up turning out like this person, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So if we're thinking about like, I don't know, I think it'd be easier if I put it in a relationship scenario. So say if you dated someone who, you know, got screwed over by like their gold digger ex-wife or something, right? And this person is embittered by that. The facade that they put up, the defense that they put up to protect themselves is this haughtiness, right? So you meet this person and this person just, you know, treats you like crap, whatever, leaves you holding the bag. What could happen, and this would be worst case scenario, is Taurus never recognizing like hurt people, right? And then Taurus making a judgment about themselves based on this other person's issues. You know what I'm saying? And this person's issues preceded you. Like this person just got issues. Like they just bitter, they just sad, they just depressed, they just got problems. You know what I'm saying? That don't have nothing to do with you. But because hurt people, this person comes in and you fall for this false bravado of thinking that this person has it together, they're a nice person, they're confident, and you know, whatever the case, not being aware that this person is similar to how it is you can handle situations right now. Because I'm a Taurus, by the way, we are all guilty of being the strong friend, you know what I'm saying? It's falling apart on the inside and telling everyone I'm all right. You know what I'm saying? So it's not seeing that it's this person's issues that preceded you, that caused this person to cause you pain, hurt, discord, or what have you, right? So where this shift comes is with the 7 of Pentacles, because it's one of two things you can walk away from this situation with. You can walk away from it with a seed of bitterness, and you can ultimately disconnect from your heart space because you're so hurt, vacate into your mind, and ultimately turn into a replica of this person. You know what I'm saying? Or you can see this likeness of this kindred spirit of knowing what it's like to not feel that you could express yourself to other people or tell other people about your weaknesses or your struggles, or once upon a time, you know, when you went through something similar, how you put up a defense. And that allows you to have objectivity of the situation, and you remove yourself from it. So you can say to yourself what I'm saying to you now, which is hurt people. It's understanding that this person is embittered, right? They're sad, whatever. And this person is operating on a program of dysfunction, right? And when people are operating on a program of dysfunction, all they can be is dysfunctional until they do the work to shift that. But in the process, when a person isn't aware that the issue isn't you, that a person has issues that predate you, you can end up internalizing this person's dysfunction and thus make yourself dysfunctional. You know what I'm saying? This happens a lot when people date narcissists, right? Because you have a person who's narcissistic, who's telling you that this is wrong with you, that's wrong with you, you should do this better, and blah, 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 blah. And it's not taking into account that the person who's telling you this is not a person who loves and cares about you, because a person who would never do that. You know what I'm saying? It's not considering the source. And it's like allowing this person to poison you. So more or less what I'm seeing in the first half of August, Taurus, is the choice that you guys have to make. And even if this isn't one particular situation, if this is several instances throughout the course of your life, the decision that Taurians are making this month that would heal any form of disconnect that you guys are having in your mind and heart space, right? It all comes back to what it is that you've taken away as a proverbial nugget of truth from each friendship, relationship, and job you've ever been in. It's like, have you been walking away with other people's seeds of bitterness? You know, because all trees reproduce after their own kind. So if you know some narcissists, you know what I'm saying? Like, have you allowed them to plant narc seeds in you? Not saying that you're a narcissist, but saying like that pain that you're carrying of feeling not enough. You know what I'm saying? Or is it people who are sad about their own lives and they're making you feel sad about your life? You know, energy vamping you and things of the sort. So I feel that's really what's going to be on you guys' mind this month. And it would be something good to kind of reflect back on, you know, jobs, bosses, friendships, relationships, what have you, to see what it is that you've been walking away from these situations with. Because I feel in a lot of instances, you guys have been carrying other people's pain and other people's dysfunction and believing things about yourself that really aren't true, and never considering the source, that this is a person who is sad on the inside. You know what I'm saying? Anywho, next card. Well, looky there. We have the Six of Wands. Wow. And then we have the freaking 10 of Pentacles. Taurus, this is grand, my friend. This is grand. So here's the deal. The reason why it's so important for you guys to be consciously aware, right, of what it is that you just went through. And this is something that's happening for a lot of people. I'm really looking at the month of August as like a purge month, right? So it's more or less like we're going through this whole process in August for us to look back on things that we've been through, or unnecessary things that we have been carrying with us up to this point, how we've allowed other people to affect us and things of the sort. Because I feel you guys are coming into a time where it's like wishes are being granted. And that's been happening for buku people, like stuff you've been desiring, you guys having victory, you guys getting notoriety, you guys being seen, you guys building stability and security. And the whole thing is if there are seeds of discord or there's seeds of bitterness that have come from other people, right? And you've walked away with that and you've internalized it and allowed it to poison your auric field, then when you come into what it is that is ordained for you guys to have, it's almost like, and I talked about this in other readings too, I can't remember who it is at the moment, but I was talking about how the whole process of subconscious projection happens, of how it is we'll bury something deep inside and pretend that it's not there, but then that frequency exists within our consciousness. So we end up drawing stuff into our life that's the same frequency as this emotion that we've repressed. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, this is kind of like a wake-up call kind of moment for Taurus, because you guys are coming into a time of victory, security, stability, all the good, you know, trappings that you want and things of the sort. And you don't want to walk out of this past cycle holding seeds of untruths, believing that they're seeds of truths, right? Because it's going to throw everything off kilter. So let's see. Child, see, look, at the bottom of your deck, y'all have the freaking devil card. That's Capricorn energy. So here is the thing, my wonderful Taurians. This month is all about breaking chains, right? I talked about this. I can't even remember if it was in the, because I had to record Scorpio like 3 times. So I don't know if this was in one of the Scorpio readings that didn't record or not. I think it was in the first one that didn't record. But I talked about mental strongholds and how the Tower is representative of mental strongholds. I feel that this month for Taurus is the casting down of strongholds. It's like this devil card is representative of chains of bondage you guys have had on your mind for a very long time that don't belong to you. It's you carrying other people's burdens and perceptions. You know what I'm saying? Because it's almost like, I want to say it like being tainted and infected by dysfunctional people. You know what I'm saying? And this is something that can happen over the course of time and you not even realize that it's happening. Because it's like, and I literally told this to my staff the other day, is the equivalent of, you know, putting a frog in cold water, putting it on the stove and turning it on high. Because frogs are adaptable, they're cold-blooded, and they adapt to the environment. It's like that water can go all the way up to boiling, and the frog will literally sit in that pot of water and boil to death. That's very much how it is engaging with people who are dysfunctional. It's like when they do stuff that's dysfunctional, you'll rationalize it. Maybe they're having a bad day. Maybe they're just going through something. Maybe it was me. Did I say something wrong? Like, oh, am I not being understanding? You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're an empathic person. So you're trying to consistently meet the person halfway, but in the process of that, you start violating your own boundaries. You start overcompensating for the person. Then you start enabling their behavior. You know what I'm saying? Because if you give consequences for their behavior, then you're the horrible person for giving consequences. So now you back down even more. So it becomes this whole long process of you self-compromising, right? And then you end up walking away from the situation with these seeds of thinking, oh, I'm selfish, or I'm this, or, you know, I'm that. You know what I'm saying? And you have this whole complex in your head of someone that you're not, you know? So I feel in the event of this, there is a kindred spirit thing here, but I think it's a very valuable lesson to learn because it provokes a sense of empathy. You know what I'm saying? Because that's like when you're spiritually mature and you're emotionally mature and we're not self-centered and make everything in the world about us. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, like how people say like, oh, they think the world revolves around them. A lot of people don't understand that turn of phrase. But what it really is when you go out into the world and you literally think that everything that people are saying and doing and responding to somehow has something to do to you. That's haughtiness. That's like, you're so special, all right? That it's like the people in the grocery store are talking about you. You know what I'm saying? Everyone talks about you, you know? And it's like, no, like people have real lives and stuff that's going on. So not everyone is that much focused on other people that much. You know what I'm saying? But all of that, like that mindset of feeling that way, all of that comes from all of these different people that you meet and never really looked at the core of the person, right? Taking people for face value, you know, and absorbing what you're taking for face value, if that's making sense. I hope and pray that that's making sense. But all in all, Taurus, this whole month is about you guys breaking down those strongholds. It's freeing yourself from the devil, reconnecting your heart and your mind so that you can go into this victory, security, and stability in the right stasis, my friend. You know what I'm saying? And what's not, or whatever. I think I'm gonna pick from this deck for you guys. So I'm gonna pull an oracle card for you guys and then let you go, my beautiful people, because I'm sure that you guys have grand things to do. So let's get one card for Matorian. Whoa. Oh, well, hello. That's Miles. Hey, Grandma. Marie Laveau's on this card. It's the Power card. Let's see. Where is it at? Marie Laveau, Power. Marie Laveau was the epitome of power and grace within the community of New Orleans. Not only was she known as an astute businesswoman, but she was also the go-to person for the spiritual remedies of everyday life. If you have drawn this card, you have been called to embrace all aspects of yourself and to rise to each occasion with confidence. You are so much more than the mundane daily tasks with which you find yourself bogged down. New opportunities will help you explore the different ways you can express yourself and feel more fulfilled. Step into your damn power, Taurus. I'm just saying. Anywho, I'm going over to my network to do you guys extended. So if you're about that life, follow me on over there. But if not, I still love your freaking face, Taurus. click one of these things. I think the video's over here. Like, click that. Watch some more stuff, you know. Love your face. See you guys sooner than later. Know what I'm saying? Love your face.